My name is Mark Figurella, and I've been in the golf business my whole life. My father was a superintendent before me, and I've been a superintendent for 21 years total, and 8 years here at Barrington Country Club in Aurora, Ohio. I've got quite a history with organic materials and fertilizers on my course. I've been using them since the 80s, and a lot of organic, 100% organic fertilizers. So I'm fairly familiar with what these organic things will do, and it seemed like Holganix was going to be a perfect fit for our course. And we tried it this year, first year trying it. Got the first app out right on time in the spring, and then we were a little bit behind to get the second one out due to some rains and things. And my rep came up and we took some soil samples and core samples, and the roots, it was amazing the difference in the amount of roots we had in the areas that were sprayed with the Holganix and the areas that weren't. We've had some really great results using Holganix. We got our first app out in the spring, late March, got it watered in, everything was going well. We got our second app out a couple weeks late due to some rainy period that we had. And after we got it out a week later, my assistant and I went out and took some core samples of a couple of our fairways and Holganix treated areas and non-treated areas. And the treated areas, the difference in the rooting was just phenomenal. It was denser white roots, thicker, the plugs held together, whereas the other plugs were nowhere near like that. And also we had very little difference in top growth, Holganix treated to not treated. One of the biggest issues we've had at Barrington is keeping healthy grass on our fairways. They were seeded with Seaside back in the early 90s, and we are one of the only clubs left that still has Seaside bent grass on our fairways. Holganix has really helped us with the rooting into our heavy clay soils, and the Seaside has really done well. In fact, Jack Nicklaus was here this summer to look at a master plan that we're trying to start at Barrington, and he was very complimentary of the Seaside and how good it looked, and how we were the only ones he knew of that still were growing Seaside bent. The only real obstacle we faced in using Holganix was the fact that we had to get used to putting spray apps out rather than granular fertilizer apps. We only used one granular fertilizer app on our fairways, a half a pound, in about midsummer, and the fairways looked great all year. So you kind of have to get used to the fact that the fertilizer spreader is going to sit in the barn, and what you're going to use more is your sprayer.